Chicago, Illinois, WGN Sports presents White Sox Baseball. It's Paul Konerko, A.J. Pierzynski, Carlos Quentin, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, and Ron Gardenhire's Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set and the finale of this seven-game homestand. As all Sox fans know, the Sox have lost the first two here. Minnesota won the opener 4-3 in 11 innings. And yesterday, Freddie Garcia was just outstanding, but we lost that game 2-1. So the Sox come in at 1-4. Minnesota's off to a terrific start. They're 5-1. They took 3 out of 4 out there in Big A in Anaheim. They've taken the first two here. And we have been, so Pony, just losing some terrific pitching performances.
One time through the rotation, everybody has thrown the ball pretty well. It was kind of a rough outing for Jake Peavy, but outside of that, the pitchers have been brilliant. And yesterday, the bullpen was terrific. Scott Linebrink, by far his best performance in a long time. So you hate to waste those quality starts, and you hate to waste good starting pitching. The best of all the starters is the guy going today, Mark Buehrle, who went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, and it was a shutout performance. He's 1-0. Nick Blackburn, also 1-0, is going to the mound for Minnesota, and Blackburn seems to be getting better with each and every passing year. We saw him early. We saw him in Game 163 when he lost 1-0. But this is a crucial game. Nothing like an essential game in April, but a crucial game as far as the Sox are concerned, because this is the one that they want to win and make sure that they're not swept here at home. So, Hawk, it's up to Mark Buehrle and the boys to execute a little bit better today.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Worth $105 million. Today's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting provided by WRTO. La Tremenda, Chicago Spanish language sports leader. Beautiful day for baseball as Mark Buehrle goes to the mound, facing a very tough lineup, and the Twins will start out with Denard Span leading it off, and then it'll be Hudson, Mauer, Morneau, who's done very well against the Sox, Dyer, Young, Hardy, Harris, And Nick Punto playing third base and hitting 9. The Sox line up defensively behind Mark Buehrle, left to right, Pierre, Rios, and Quinton in the infield, Tian, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate. And on the mound, it's Mark Buehrle. Those are the numbers for the first time out against the Indians. He threw opening day, and he was absolutely brilliant. Those 3 hits, 3 singles, only 1 hard hit ball in the bunch. The umpires behind the plate, Brian O'Nord, first base, Phil Cuzzy, at second base, Chris Guccione, and at third base, the venerable Jerry Crawford. So a little overcast, but by and large, a beautiful day for baseball. And as Mark Buehrle sets himself, gets ready to go, and the Sox try to salvage 1 game of the series, I'll turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here with WGN Sports. So happy you could join us for the finale of this series and this homestand. Denard Span will lead it off. Comes in hitting at 125, no homers, he's driven in 1. But he has hit Mark Buehrle well in his career. He's faced him 20 times, has 10 hits, and of the 10 hits, 8 of them stayed in the park. That's softly into right. Carlos coming on. 1 down.
The wind completely different than yesterday. Yesterday the wind was blowing out toward left center field. It took everything out that way. Today it's blowing out toward right center field. Yet you really never know exactly, and that's one of the reasons why the outfielders like to pick up a little grass every now and then, flip it up in the air to see, because it always will be a swirling wind here at U.S. Cellular Field.
Lance Johnson said this was the toughest center field in the American League to play. Talking to other guys who've been out there, they will verify that.
Well, I don't doubt it. You really don't know. You look at the flags and you still don't have a great idea which way the wind is blowing.
Orlando Hudson, switch hitter, takes ball 1. Well, as a rule, the majority of time, the wind is going to be blowing opposite on the field as the flags are showing you up above. As that's chop foul. Scott Olger will make that play. And the count 1-1.
Remember at Old Candlestick Park, Rick Monday had a great line. He said, you look up the flagpole, and the only thing you know is you're playing in California.
Rick Monday was the first draft choice when they instituted the draft process in the history of baseball.
It turned into a very good player.
And a very good guy. So there's a shot back through the middle by Hudson. So decent speed aboard, and that'll bring up Joe Mauer. Mauer comes in hitting at 353, a homer. He's driven in 3. 1 for 2 in this series with 3 walks.
Ron Gardenhire doesn't like to hit and run with Joe Mauer too often, although you'd think he'd be the ideal guy because he does make a lot of contact.
There's a strike. Mauer, lifetime against Buehrle, 8 for 35.
That's really amazing because if you look at all the numbers head-to-head with Joe Mauer across the league, you won't find too many with that kind of futility against him.
And the count 0-2. Morneau on deck. We talked about our club getting some good pitching. Minnesota's been getting the same thing. They come in hitting only 238 with a 2.62 ERA. That's pretty good. Any league, especially the American League.
They faced a team out in Anaheim with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim that has lost a little thunder from that lineup and depends mostly on speed. Could very well be that they had a series where a lot of their speed guys didn't get on base.
Good pitch. And way all out in front, chomps it foul. And here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line. 375 in the gaps and 400 straight away center. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the 26-year-old. 26 years old, has already won 3 batting titles.
Most amazing for anybody, but especially for a catcher.
He was the first guy to do that. First catcher to do that. And that is down into the corner, so that's going to be a double for Mauer. That's a good piece of hitting right there. That ball was inside, well inside, and he kept it fair.
Joe Mauer just never overswings. He's able to open up, still get the head of the bat on the ball. He doesn't really crush it, just hits it in a perfect spot. And now Mark Buehrle is in trouble.
Justin Morneau comes in hitting at .381. A couple of homers. He's driven in 4. He's 4 for 8 in this series in lifetime against Buehrle. A couple of homers. He's 10 for 51. Takes first pitch strike.
He struggled against Buehrle. That's a good sign. They're going to concede the run if the ball's hit to the right side of the infield. Basically, everybody's back in the infield.
Outfield about equidistant, slightly to the left, and spread out. Mark last year against these Twins, 2-3. In his career, he is 23-16. And the count goes to 2-1. Mike Cuddyer on deck. Back to the middle base hit. So they're going to wave him around. He will score, and it is quickly 2-0 Minnesota.
RBIs 5 and 6 for Justin Morneau. And the unfortunate part of this one is that this was hit on the pitching arm side, not the glove side. And Mark reaches across, can't get to it.
Well, maybe this is a good sign, because in the first 5 games we played, we've had the lead in every game. So here's Cuddyer hitting at .280. And the count 2-0. There's a strike. Cuddyer 1 for 9 in the series. Lifetime against Buehrle 26 for 83. Mark falls behind him, 3-1.
He's trying to cut that fastball in on his hands, try to make him pull the ball to the left side into a double play. Although Cuddyer still runs fairly well.
Full count. One down. We'll see what Gardenhire wants to do. He does not go. Take your time and rack them up. But the 2-run single by Justin Morneau knocks in Hudson and Mauer after happening to play. It's the Twinkies 2, and the good guys coming to bat.
Up as the Sox trot out Pierre to lead it off, then Beckham, Quentin, Konerko. Kotsay the DH today with Rios, Pierzynski, Ramirez, and Martin at third, hitting ninth. The defense and how they'll line up behind Blackburn left to right. Young, Span, and Kadire in the infield. Punto, Hardy, Hudson, and Morneau. Mauer behind the plate. Nick Blackburn on the hill. Blackburn won his first game out. He did walk 4. That's most unusual for him. He's got good control. He's a sinker baller, not an overpowering pitcher, but as he's grown in the game, he seems to get tougher each and every year. And he inherits a 2-run lead.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Blackburn last year very tough against us, 4-1 with a 2.12 ERA. First pitch strike. Juan Pierre, 1 for 9 in the series, comes in hitting at 118. And the count very quickly, 0-2. Chops that foul. First time that Pierre has faced Blackburn.
And what you'd like to see from Juan is a fairly long at bat if he can. Blackburn's going to throw a lot of strikes. That's what he normally does. That'll force you to hit the ball on the ground, but the sinker ballers in the first inning give up line drives.
I think Juan, even though he's having trouble getting base hits, he might be leading this league in foul balls already.
You'd like to see that because the guys on deck have a tendency then to see everything that Blackburn has, and plus you wear him out a little sooner than he normally would be.
And another one.
I like when he does that, though. That's the get off me ball swing, because if he doesn't hit that, it's going to hit him.
It's like somebody's throwing a snake at him.
He just turns around before it gets him. He whacks it into the dugout.
Chopper left side. Punto guns it over. 1 out.
Good play by Nick Punto. He was playing well wide of the bag. Gives a little ground. Now, even though he does a 360 spin, he still is able to set himself and locate the bag before he pours it across. And he is a good, solid player, can play all the positions in the infield.
All-purpose player. As Beckham pops it up right side. Morneau. Quickly 2 down. So with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click this afternoon. Jim Angio, our director and the crew, well, they went with AJ. Steve's going to go with Mark Kotsay and my beautiful wife, Aristeo. Down in Orlando, watching them this afternoon. Beautiful wife for 38 years. We're going to go with Mark Tien, and related Christos Nesti. So here's Quentin. Hitting at 267, a homer. He's driven in 3, 2 for 7 in the series. Outfield, for the most part, straight up, about equidistant.
And the Twins, one of 2 teams in the American League who have yet to commit an error. The other team, the Baltimore Orioles. They've played 1 less game.
There's a bullet. That's going to be down into the corner. So Carlos going to make the turn. Picks up his second 2-bagger of the season.
A nice talk with Carlos in spring training and talk to him about his value to this team in the 3 spot. This time he got one up and out over the plate for Blackburn. We talked about sinker ballers don't throw a lot of ground balls early in the game. Usually they turn into line drives, and later as they tire, they'll start to sink a bit more. But Carlos is phenomenally valuable as a 3rd hitter. He's going to drive in a whole lot of runs, but quite obviously you have to have Pierre and Beckham get on ahead of him.
Paulie takes it inside. Konerko hitting at 250, a couple of homers. He's driven in 5. He had a whole bunch of luck against Blackburn. 29 at bats, has 4 hits, and all of them have stayed in the park. And the count 2-0.
This is a very fast Twin outfield.
The ball hit deep to left field. Young goes back, looks up. You can put it in the ball. Yes! Yes! And this game is tied at 2.
Home run number 3, RBI 6 and 7. Take advantage of the sinker baller before it starts to sink. And that was a towering home run to left field. Well, he got just about every bit of it, so Carlos kept it alive. And just like opening day with 2 outs and nobody on, the Carlos Quentin double, a Paul Konerko home run. And just like that, it's a brand new game.
And here's Mark Kotsay. Mark comes in. He's 2 for 3 lifetime off Blackburn. Takes that pitch down and in. Chopper right side. Hudson's got him, but the 2-run homer by Paul Konerko. We'll go to the second, tied at 2. Paul Konerko's 3rd homer of the season has tied this game at 2. As we go to the second inning, Young, Hardy, and Harris to face Mark Buehrle. Delvin takes first pitch strike. Comes in hitting at 294. A couple of homers. He's driven in 7. He is 8 for 22 with a couple of homers lifetime off Mark.
He really worked hard in spring training trying to adjust a couple of swing flaws that he had. This was a guy with a world of talent. Tampa Bay took him It's a first-round draft choice. Made a great trade for him.
Last year, Young hit 284, 12 homers, drove in 60. And that certainly is underachieving for the talent he has.
There's no doubt. And what they did basically was take him aside and say, look, you haven't accomplished what you wanted to accomplish quite yet, although he's a 290 lifetime hitter. But this is a guy supposed to hit the ball consistently out of the park. And he hasn't quite done that yet.
That's low, full count. But this Minnesota offense is the first time, as we talked about in the opener, that I can recall in a long time that you can say they have a better offensive team than we do.
Well, they've got a lot of thunder, and if you look up and down,
it's not an awesome offensive club. It's just a good, solid, balanced club.
It's going to be awesome when you see how many runs they're going to score this year and how many runs they scored last year. They found a way to get the job done.
Oh yeah, they always find a way. As there's a very uncharacteristic leadoff walk for Burley. But no, this is just a real solid offensive club. It's going to be hard for them not to score runs because they've got guys all the way up and down the lineup. But again, it's not one that you just say, wow, that's an awesome offense.
Don't forget they added J.J. Hardy, a guy who has the ability to hit 25 home runs and has a good chance to do that this year.
There's a bunt. A.J. Well, Hardy's, as I mentioned, in 07 and 08, he had a combined 50 home runs and drove in a combined 154 runs.
Hardy drops the head of the bat just a little, pops it up in the air. I have a hard time believing that was called by Ron Gardner, the guy who can hit the ball pretty hard. And you bunt with him ahead of Harrison Punto.
So here's Brendan Harris. He's 11 for 32 lifetime off mark. And that's upstairs.
I think AJ is going to talk with Mark about overthrowing. He must feel pretty good because that fastball has some life to it, but when a pitcher overthrows a fastball, he stays up with everything. Unfortunately, to this point, that's what Mark is doing. Don Cooper looking on. He doesn't want to see Mark eat up those pitches too early because he'd like to stay out of the bullpen if he could.
And the count 3-0. There's one. So the second walk of the inning. You don't see that very often from Burley. And then I'll bring up Puto while we have a moment to listen on a big White Sox hello to Ken Muldoon. Big White Sox fan, and in fact, a big fan of all Chicago sports teams. Get well soon, buddy. Should be. Rack 'em up. Second double play turn by the Sox. And we'll go to the bottom of the second, still tied at 2.
throws after he gets the ball. He gets far enough away from the bag to make sure that if Harris does get a piece of him, he's going to be called for interference because you can't get the second base bag. So he's learning a little bit after taking some contact against Cleveland, and that's just experience. That's the only way you can do it, and he's starting to look pretty smooth out there.
Here's Alex Rios. Well, you know what experience is. It's something you got when you didn't want to get it.
It's true. Yeah, you don't like to take a whole lot of contact trying to know what it's like to take a whole lot of contact. But
No. Alex straight for 9 in the series with a couple of RBIs, 1 for 6 lifetime off Blackburn. Chopper to Hopper.
Support your Chicago White Sox by becoming a season ticket holder. The White Sox Ozzie plan features 13 games, including Cup Series tickets, leaving the rest up to you. Tickets vary depending on the selected seat category and game choices. For tickets, visit whitesox.com or call 312-674-1000.
AJ Pierzynski. 1 for 6 in the series, 11 for 26 lifetime off Blackburn. High and wide. Easy out. 2 more, 0-2 down.
Blackburn now is starting to settle in with that sinker, and he's got 3 ground balls in a row after the 2-run homer.
So here's Alexei. 2 for 7 in the series, comes in hitting at 158. Blackburn, a big guy, 6'4", 225, out of Denton, Texas. Grabs the strike with a breaking ball. There's a bunt. Blackburn guns it over. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the big right-hander. We're into the third.
I'm here with Sarah Spain, and she's one of the co-hosts of Chicago's Best. And Sarah, nice to see you at the ballpark
Great
today.
to see you.
Tell us a little bit about Chicago's Best, what kind of a show it is.
Well, it's basically a food and lifestyle show, totally different than anything else in Chicago right now. Kind of the stuff that you want to go and do every day. If you're watching the show and you check out a restaurant that we cover, you can go there just the next day and try some of the best food, best people, best places. Really kind of something for people who live in Chicago and want to explore.
And you are a co-host. How many hosts are there?
There are 3 of us. Ted Brunson, he's the main host. He's the guy that keeps everything together. And then Brittany Payton, Walter Payton's daughter, and myself. So the 3 of us are kind of running around the city trying to find the best stuff and share it with everybody.
When are you going to kick this off, and what time can we see you?
The first episode is April 18th, and it'll be 10 p.m. on Sundays on WGN every Sunday night, and then it will also run on CLTV a couple times a week.
Well, it's great to see you. We wish you a great deal of luck, and hopefully the show is a huge success. You can tell me a little bit about where to eat.
Yeah, maybe we'll feature the Cell sometime as one of the best parts of Chicago.
Well, thanks a lot. It's nice to see you.
Thanks so much.
Denard Span with that leadoff double, ground rule double, 1 hop into the stands. He continues to hit Burley well. He is now 11 for 22. So here's Hudson. He lined a single right back through the middle. A 2-2 tie here in the top of the 3rd. Not a good effort right there. But a good catch by one of the fans right behind home plate.
Hudson brought the bat back, and that's something that some guys will do on occasion, but he just wants to bunt it right at Tien and move Span along.
Tries inside out that one.
What we've seen from Orlando is he will swing and miss at face-high fastballs. That's what Mark Burley would like right here. Get him out and keep Span at second.
The 0-2 pitch. A little too high. Still trying to take it into right.
And Hawk, you saw Hudson in his days with Toronto, where he was just a real solid player. Is he close to the same player he was, or too many injuries at this point?
I thought he was going to be a better offensive player than he's been. Now, he had a good year last year with the Dodgers. He hit 283, 9 homers, and drove in 62. But I thought he had a chance to do something special, you know, for a second baseman. He, his last couple of years with Toronto, he was not afraid to get a big base hit.
Well, last year he actually got beaten out of a job late by Rafael Belliard, and for whatever reason, he's tailed off at the end of the last couple of seasons.
We don't have to worry about it now, as that is a wild pitch. So Span into 3rd.
AJ wants it low and away, and Mark this time steers it right in front of the plate. If the ball hits in front of the plate, that's really tough to be able to knock down. This would have been a great play by AJ, and he did what he could do, but couldn't stop it.
He gone. No, AJ took it off the forearm. Hudson hitting in front of Mauer and Morneau should have the opportunity to have a good year.
I would say if he doesn't score 110, 120 runs, it won't be a successful year for him.
He got to get on base.
Well, he'll get on base. Not hitting what he's hitting, but.
And Mauer, a beautiful swing of his, goes down this time into the left field corner. First time was the double to right field corner, and it's a 3-2 Minnesota lead.
The only surprise last year for Joe Mauer was that he finally started to hit for power. But with a stroke like that, if you leave the ball in the zone, and he does have a very good eye, he's going to get the good part of the bat on the ball just about each and every time, which is how you win batting titles.
Big swing by Morneau. Morneau, that 2-run single that has popped up. Beckham making the call, has the ball. Gordon.
Well, Gordon looked at Alexi, and Alexi looked at him. Then he looked back at Alexi, and Alexi didn't call for it, so Gordon figured, well, somebody's got to take it. This one is up there for a month and a half. And finally, Gordon said, okay, I'll take it.
Here's Cuddyer, hit into a 1-4-3 double play. And that's a trouble. Carlos got a shot with a good throw. Now he double clutches. That double clutch is going to cost it. If he comes in cleanly with it, he's got a shot at it.
Once you double clutch, then you can't throw home because you're not going to get Mauer. And by not getting Mauer, these Twins are just taught you read the angle of the throw. If it can't be cut off, then you just keep going, and the trailer winds up at second base. And that double clutch, you see it's well over the head of Paulie, and no chance to get Cuddyer at second.
So a 4-2 Minnesota lead, and here's Delmon Young, who walked, leading off last inning. And the count, 1-2. Beckham sucks it up. Take your time, you will. Let two more cross the plate. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It is a 4-2 Twinkie lead. Western egg white muffin melt. Made the way you want it. Build your better breakfast at Subway today. Subway, eat fresh. Mark Teahen will lead it off here in the bottom of the third. 4-2 bad guys. Goes after the first sinker. One pitch, one out. Mark now 1 for 4 in the series. Drove an only run yesterday with a double into right center field. Back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre. Grounded out to Punto at third. Takes first pitch strike. Sox will conclude this game, this series, this homestand, and after the game, head on up to Toronto,
where the Blue Jays have been red hot. Although they're trailing in the game 2-1 to Baltimore today, but Toronto 4-1 coming in. They got a 4-game winning streak, and it's all been on the road. So we're going to be their home opener.
Tops out with foul. Yeah, we're going to run starting tomorrow. Jake Peavy out there. Tuesday Floyd. Wednesday Danks. Thursday Garcia. They're going to run Talent, Romero, Morrow, and Evelyn. That's can of corn.
Join your fellow fraternity brothers and sisters for an unforgettable night of baseball on Friday, May 7th. Specially priced tickets include a pregame Gate 1 party. It's available by contacting C. Beltran at WhiteSox.com or calling 312-674-1000. That's African American Greek Night.
Gordon Beckham, 0 for 1, popped up to Morneau. Now he was at 1. Punto, piece of cake. That is 7 in a row retired by Blackburn. After that first inning, we're making it easy on him. J.J. Hardy takes inside for a 1-1 count. Hardy had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. 4-6-0 for Minnesota, 2-2-0 for our Sox.
And one thing we haven't done a lot of in this series is keep the ball away from Hardy and force him to go the other way.
3-1. Home plate jumping around today on Mark Brewer.
This is not one of his better efforts because he usually has pinpoint control.
Full count. Doubling mode.
And that was a pitch away that, again, he tried to pull and didn't get close.
Comebacker. If you're just tuning in, the 2 runs we got in the first inning after 2 were out, double by Quinton, a 2-run homer by Konerko, and of course, with that home run by Konerko, the Alex Snellius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 5, so $500 already donated by Alex Snellius in loving memory of Ursel. And then Harris takes strike 1. He walked back in the second. One and 2 the count.
Mark's already at the 66 pitch mark, and we're 1 out through the 4th inning.
The 2-2. That's a can of corn. So 2 out. And that'll bring up Nick Punto. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Top of the 6th inning in Detroit. Cleveland leading that game 7-1.
You've got to watch a bunt from Punto, especially where Tien is.
Oh, hit hard. Lexi's got time. Takes it. Nice pick by Pauly. And that's the hang whoop'em for Punto. After 3.5, it is still 4-2 Twins. On today's home improvement from Menards, Freddie Garcia made his first start of the season yesterday. 7 innings, 3 hits, just 2 runs. A big improvement from some tough outings in spring training. So for all your home improvement needs, shop and save big money at Menards. First pitch strike to Carlos Quinton. Carlos doubled and scored back in the first. Count evens at 1.
You don't see a whole lot of pitchers start out guys with a straight change, but that's what Blackburn did to Quentin this time. He was a 29th round draft choice. The Twins certainly know how to develop their talent.
You very seldom ever see a Twin pitcher at the major league level who does not have good control. That hit him.
That's the third time this year Carlos has been hit.
He wasn't trying to hit him.
No, but it got him off that padded elbow again. And our fourth drive of the game came in the first inning. This ball up and out over the plate after a Carlos Quentin double. At the time, that home run by Paul Konerko tied the game at 2.
That was his first home run off Blackburn in 30 at-bats. Chops that one foul over into the camera well.
And we're seeing Blackburn in the Arizona Fall League. Bear in mind his first season was 2002, so he spent some time in Elizabethton and Quad Cities and Fort Myers and New Britain and Rochester and back to New Britain and back to Rochester, and didn't find much until 2008. And his 2 years in the major leagues, he went 11-11 both years.
Made a good pitch on him right there, and the count 0-2. Outfield slightly to the left. Nice gap in right center. Bauer to the outside. And the count 1-2. Back through the middle, and it's going to be a pair.
Well, Carlos rolled over the bag, but Hudson, with a lot of experience, just lifted one leg and let Carlos roll by. Ball hits the ball hard, but unfortunately Hardy right there. You, when you take the contact, have one leg off the ground. You watch Hudson, and he took the contact but got off a very good throw.
Kotsay grounded out to Hudson at second. Change up high and wide, and the count 1-1. That ball hit deep to right field. Stretch! Get on back there. Kanayer looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes! Yes! Kotsay's first of the season, and it's a 4-3 ball game.
Towering home run, RBI number 2. And Mark Kotsay got all of this. Again, sinker baller gets a ball up. Usually don't have much success with it. That one just below the belt and gone.
Alex Rios hits that breaking ball. First pitch to Hardy. Mud. A home run by Mark Kotsay. We go to the 5th, trailing by 1.
What if it's a tough out?
First pitch to Denard Span, taken on the outside corner for a strike. Span 1 for 2. Fly out to center, a double, and a run scored. Mark Kotze's first homer of the season. There's a comeback of the Burley. So that's out number 1. It's a 4-3 ball game. And Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win $5 footlongs from Subway? This will be the 500th texture to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Orlando Hudson. That's in the hole. His second hit. He is now 2 for 3. 2 singles, a run scored, and a strikeout. Here's Mauer.
And those are big outs at the top of their order because of Mauer and Morneau and Kadire.
Mauer doubled down in the right field corner in the first. Doubled down in the left field corner in the third. That knocked in a run, and he has scored a pair. What new?
Count 0-2. That was a good cutter out away from him. Somewhere between a slider and a cutter. You don't see him take many off-balance swings.
Magnificent player. Deflected over towards Beckham and rack him up. That'll be a 1-4-6-3 double play, and we're halfway home, trailing by 1. Play on the double play.
Right off Mark Burley. at Beckham. And Alexei does a terrific job avoiding the slide. So Mark gets another assist.
And see what's new from AT&T. Visit www.AT&T.com. Third double play turn by the Sox in this game. First inning, second inning, and now the fifth. And here we go with AJ, Ramirez, and Tien. Takes ball one. And there's a strike. AJ grounded out very softly to first base his first trip. High pop up left side. Punto.
Join the White Sox Volunteer Corps, a team of fans who work side by side with us in our efforts to make a difference for others. Together we can be a powerful force for change. Please visit whitesox.com/volunteer corps for more details.
And here's Alexei. Tried to bunt his first trip. Blackburn threw him out. There's a solid smash in the hole. Oh, we have a moment. We want to send out a very, very happy birthday to Mark Stensel, graphics operator. Happy birthday. 39 and holding.
I've known Mark a long time.
Yes, you have.
Been around seemingly from the beginning of television.
In fact, he was the first graphics operator in the history of television.
He was the operator before there was graphics.
Here's Tien. He hit the first sinker he saw. Little ground ball to Hardy at short.
You're not going to have much of a running game with Joe Mauer behind the plate. He's got a strong arm, a quick release, and he's very accurate with it.
Well, the two most accurate catchers I've seen in recent times, since Ron Karkovice, as a matter of fact, when he was with us, he was one of the most accurate I've ever seen. They've been Ivan Rodriguez and Joe Mauer. They just throw strikes right down, right on the money. That hit and run, and to no avail.
And that's a way to do it, though. I mean, you're not going to straight steal, so you might as well try the hit and run. Probably right now, state of the art in the National League would be Yadier Molina from St. Louis. He's very good.
Yeah, Tony told me he was just about as good as he got.
And the difference, I mean, Mauer will try to pick you off base, like throw behind you at first, but both Pudge Rodriguez and Yadier Molina love to throw to first base behind a secondary leading base runner.
That's low, 1-1. And that's out of play. 1-2 the count. First and third, Mark. Close, good take. 2-2.
Set him up with a good sinker away and then went back inside with a four-seamer, but didn't catch the corner.
Decent lead by Alexei. And Mark just does get a piece of it.
Howard gives you a very good target. He's a big man. He slides easily to the spot and receives the ball. Lets the ball come to him. It's very comfortable to throw to. Talking to a couple of these twin pitchers.
There goes Alexei. There's a nice pick by Morneau on the short hop. And that's out number 2. Well, everything that Mauer does on a baseball field is stylish. In fact, if you're going to put one guy in a time capsule video of him to show 100 years or 200 years from now what catchers back in 2010, this era looked like, it would be Joe Mauer. If you're going to put video of hitters, he would be one of the hitters you would put in there.
There's no doubt about that.
So here's Pierre, 0 for 2.
And of course, everybody has talked about eventually moving him to first base. They got Morneau at first base. He's not going anywhere, and he can't play the outfield. And Joe Mauer says he just loves to catch. So as long as he can, he will.
One and one to count.
Well, with Young in as far as he is in left field, and he is pretty shallow, even on a base hit to left, it's going to be very difficult because Young has a good arm for Jeff Cox to test him, trying to score with Alexei. And I like to see teams do that, even if you don't get him, and that was fairly close, but Alexei in under the tag, but it shortens up the lead by a step or so.
Two and one to count to Juan Pierre.
Well, needs a run batted in.
No, we need a run batted in.
Well, if he gets one, we're going to get one.
We need one. 3 balls and a strike. Beckham on deck. And a full count.
That one went off Mauer. That's the reason why Brian O'Nora is going out to talk with Blackburn. It's nothing more than to allow Mauer to collect himself after taking a foul ball. Well, that just plain hurts. I caught for a while, and I got to tell you, that's a terrible position.
Well, I was just getting ready to say that a man as big as he is going to get a lot more than a little guy like you.
It's true. But I got my share and then said, I think I'll go out to the other side of this.
That ball hit in left center field. Span on the move. He's there, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We have concluded 5, 4-3 Minnesota. First pitch strike on the outside edge of the outside corner to Morneau. Leading off here in the top of the 6th inning. That's high, can of corn in the center field. One out. And today's U.S. Cellular text poll question, believe in something better, is which starting pitcher will lead our staff in wins? Burley, Peavy, Floyd, Danks, Garcia. Just text A, B, C, D, or E to 97999 and watch for the results later in the game.
And today is an example of a veteran pitcher, a guy who's been around a long time, goes out, does not have good stuff at all, and just keeps you in the game and keeps battling, because this has been a tough outing for Mark Buehrle. He hasn't had the great straight change, and he hasn't had the pinpoint control he usually has.
Well, that's the thing for me. Even more than his stuff is his control. His stuff is not overpowering anyway. But when he has 2-0, 3-1 counts, he walked 2 back in the 2nd inning, but he threw the double play to get out of it. It's just not walking guys, you know yourself. It's falling behind the hitters.
Yeah. Well, you keep making hitters pitches, and this is a good hitting team. I mean, this is a team that, if you look up and down their lineup, not only can they hit the ball in the ballpark, but they're going to wind up with some big averages. So you just can't afford to make too many mistakes, and you can't afford to get yourself into situations where you have to use that much of the plate.
Yeah, this is a good offensive ball club they've got. The best one they've had in quite some time. Delvin Young.
And as we've seen, a good defensive ball club.
This young man right here could be a huge key for them. If he has a big year to go along with those other guys. Wow. Ball hit hard but foul.
Well, they knew that they had 3 guys that can consistently take you out of the ballpark in Mauer, Morneau, and Kubel when he's in the lineup against the right hand. So adding Hardy, if Young and Hardy can come through from the right side, it really balances the lineup.
High pop up. Carlos has got it. Well, the funny thing about it is that you talk about Mauer and Morneau. Well, the guy that led this club in home runs last year was Kadire at 32. And the guy that led the club in RBIs was Kubel with 103. So that's what we were talking about earlier, the balance of the thing. They've got a real balanced club. Mauer drove in 96. Morneau drove in 100.
Well, both of them were hurt. I mean, Morneau was hurt at the end of the season. Mauer missed the first month of the season. Both of those guys, if they were healthy the entire year, would have driven in 110, 115 runs.
But Kadire hit behind those 2 guys, drove in 94. Yeah. And then Kubel hit behind those 3 guys and drove in 103.
That was, and is, a very solid lineup.
Chopper, 3 hopper. And that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Beckham, Quinton, and Konerko. Knights hit the jackpot with Powerball contestant. If the White Sox hit a home run and this is the 6th inning, Sherry will win 100 chances to take home the Powerball jackpot. Now sit back, relax, and strap it down because Wednesday's jackpot is worth $175 million.
And I bet you she wouldn't change a thing if she won that.
That ball hit deep. Stay fair. Stay fair. It will. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. His first of the year ties this game at 4.
Line drive rocket. The only question is, would it stay fair long enough? And he didn't get out in front and hooked it. That ball stayed exactly where he hit it. Probably 30 feet fair. And easily went out of the yard. So first ball fastball. Gordon opens up and crushes it. First home run, first RBI, and a brand new game tied at 4.
And Quentin fouls that one left side.
And there's a contestant at home now with 100 chances to win $175 million.
Sherry Theory. She's got a new favorite. White Sox, Gordon Beckham.
If he wasn't a favorite already, he is now.
Oh, you got a cookie right there. A double and a run scored by Quentin in the first. He was hit by a pitch leading off the 4th. Been amazing to me in my experience in baseball, now 51 years, that how guys who get hit leading off an inning very seldom score. The guys who walk leading off an inning seems like they score every time.
All the time. True.
That's one down.
Sunday, April 25th, join the White Sox and celebrate Kids Day. Dia del Niño. Festivities include an autograph session for kids, inflatable bounce house, caricature artists, face painters, and much more. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit WhiteSox.com.
Here's Konerko. Paulie 1 for 2. That 2-run homer back in the first inning. Good take.
Well, that small ball offense that we're featuring this year has worked well today.
3 home runs.
All 4 runs.
Well, we're going to hit some home runs because of this, a lot, in part because of the ballpark. But we're not going to hit 184 or 200 or 220 or 240 like we've been hitting in the past. Right on the outside edge of the outside corner, says Honora. Curveball, and that's high. 3-1.
That was a good call by Brian Honora because it was probably in the zone when Maurer caught it, but it came over the plate high.
And that's ball 4. So the first walk issued by Blackburn. He has yet to strike out anybody. And that'll bring up Kotsay, who was grounded to second. And then back in the 4th inning, cranked out his first homer.
Blackburn isn't going to strike out a whole lot of guys because he is a sinker baller, and he's really kept his pitches to a minimum. He's thrown 69 pitches. And we've got an out here in the 6th.
I think Mark thought that ball may have been outside right there. Very quickly to count 0-2.
The Twins, as you would expect, when they lost Joe Nathan, one of the supreme closers in all of baseball, were very concerned about what they were going to do. They toyed with the idea of bullpen by committee. They talked about Liriano. But they went to John Roush, and all he's done is go 4 for 4 in save situations.
That's low. I was talking with Bert Blyleven about that. And of course, Bert, being a Hall of Famer who's not quite there yet.
It's by 5 votes.
That's he's going to get there. This guy,
votes.
The Dutchman, 23 years. He pitched, ranks 5th all-time in strikeouts with 3,701. 60 shutouts, 9th in games started. As that's into left field. Meanwhile, Han Wolfen, 2 down.
That's one of the most amazing things to me. 60 shutouts. You find some good pitchers without 60 complete games, let alone 60 shutouts.
It's amazing, but he will get there. He is a definite Hall of Famer, especially if you ever faced him.
I think next year is going to be the year. I think it's going to be Roberto Alomar and Bert Blyleven.
Alomar's a travesty he didn't get in on the first ballot.
And he'll get in.
Roberto, arguably the greatest second baseman ever played a game.
He was just sensational.
For those people who did not vote for him, I just don't understand it, and in my opinion, they should have their voting privileges taken away.
Well, there are folks, if you look at the history of the game, some players that dominated their era and either didn't get in on the first vote, or some guys you knew were a guaranteed Hall of Famer on the first ballot, and yet people left them off the ballot entirely.
Because of a personal.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, because they didn't like it. It was ridiculous that Jim Rice had to go.
As long as he did.
To the last time. I told Ayers, my wife, I said, honey, he gave the writers trouble for 15 years. Now they're going to get him trouble for 15 years. Just jammed a little looper, and that'll do it. But the home run by Gordon Beckham. We'll go to the 7th, tied at 4. 1-0 pitch to Brendan Harris leading off here in the top of the 7th inning. This has been a struggle of battle for Mark Buehrle this afternoon if you're just joining us, but he has done this many times in his career. And that's what it takes, as you know yourself, Stoney, being a former Cy Young Award winner. That year you won, what, 25 ball games?
Yeah, but you can.
Did you have your good stuff and your good control every time you went out there?
No, but I had a very good team. I had a team who could pick up the baseball.
That ball high in the right field. You know, if you got to have your good stuff and your good control every time you go out there, you're not going to win many games at the big league level.
That was, you never know who the leaders are going to be, or if there are going to be leaders on a team. But one of the guys we had was a guy who didn't play much, was a pinch hitter, Terry Crowley. And he came up to me early in my stay there, and he said, look, we don't score early and we don't score often, but if you hold us close, we will win. You'll win more games than you ever won in your career here, because that's what we do. We win games. And that's what happened. Didn't score a whole lot of runs and didn't score a whole lot of runs early, but Terry Crowley was exactly right. They depended on the other team making a mistake before our team would make the mistake. And you've said it many times. Games are lost almost without exception rather than won.
That's right. The secret to winning at the major league level is winning as there's a little flair. Gordon is there, 2 down, is winning close ball games. And our club, I'll tell you this year, because of our pitching staff, is going to be in a lot of close ball games, many more than we were last year. You win the close ones. That great Oakland team back in the 70s that won 5 consecutive divisional championships and 3 consecutive world championships. That's what they did. They didn't come to the ballpark every day with the attitude that, hey, we're going to kick somebody's behind. That was not at all the case. They came to the ballpark with a very professional attitude of, hey, we're just going to play good, solid, fundamental baseball, no mental mistakes, and let the other team beat themselves.
It wasn't intimidating to face them because they never killed you. They just beat you all the time.
Well, you beat yourself. Because that's popped up left side by Denard Span. 7th inning stretch. We got ourselves a 4-4 tie. Bottom of the 7th inning, 4-8-0 for Minnesota, 4-5-0 for our Sox. It'll be Pierzynski, Ramirez, and Tien, the lower third of our order, to face the 28-year-old right-hander out of Denton, Texas, Nick Blackburn.
Well, A.J. hasn't hit the ball hard in 2 at-bats. He's saving it for this one. Not necessarily that good.
No. A.J. has grounded to first and popped up to third. And that's out of play left side, so the count very quickly. 0-2.
Neshek, the right-hander, on the left, and Majerus, the left-hander, on the right.
There, he just pops it through into left field for the base hit. So the leadoff man aboard.
He got what looked like a hanging curveball and figured, okay, it's out of the strike zone. However, it's the best thing I've had today. So I just whack it into left field.
For the swing I've had today, that was the best pitch for him today.
Promising way to start. AJ just shakes his head. It has not been a good swinging day, but he's got 1 for 3 to show for it.
We got to get AJ back with that blonde hair.
You think that's a key?
Yeah, I think that's definitely key. Here's Alexei. He's 1 for 2.
How about that beard?
Yeah.
You ever wear a beard?
I tried. I couldn't grow one. You got about 1/8 of an inch long and then turn red.
That's good.
Popped up. Get out of here. And it will. Right on top of our dugout. One and 1 to count to Ramirez. Outfield, they are straight up for the most part and spread out. Just a short lead by A.J. And that's popped up right side. Hudson.
Full season, split season, and 13-game Aussie plans are available now, and plans start as low as $232 per seat. Guarantee your seats for the 2010 season and take advantage of all the benefits of becoming a season ticket holder. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
So here's Tien. Mark is 0 for 2, a grounder to short, and a grounder to first. Oh, look at the pick by Morneau. That big man can throw some weather at you besides the lumber. That's a 3-6-3 double play. Beautiful play by Morneau, and we'll go to the 8th. Leading off here in the top of the 8th inning in a 4-4 tie. And by Ozzie staying with his rotation, pitching Freddie Garcia yesterday. Some managers have decided because of the off day early they'd go back and skip the 5th starter. Now Mark Buehrle's able to go into the 8th.
And if Mark can get through this inning with the hitters he has to face, excellent chance of winning this one. Because if you can get by Hudson and Mark can negate Mauer and Morneau, then we turn back to the top of the order in the 8th. So this is a tough inning for Mark Buehrle.
Hudson is 2 for 3. A couple of singles, a run scored, also a strikeout.
Well, he's laid off the high fastball by and large today.
Alexei. And the lead man gone.
Join the 2010 Sox Pride Club, the official online fan club of White Sox baseball. Get guaranteed prime tickets with the ultimate membership. Plus, all members receive monthly ticket opportunities, an audio subscription, and other exclusive perks all season long. Visit SoxPrideClub.com.
Here's Joe Mauer. A double and a run scored in the 1st, an RBI double and a run scored in the 3rd. And then in the 5th, with Hudson on and 1 out, hit a ball back through the middle. It looked like it was going to be a base hit. Hits Buehrle, caroms over to Beckham for the 1-4-6-3 double play. And very quickly the count 0-2.
He was the one guy that the Twins, going into a new stadium, could not allow to even entertain the idea of free agency. So they tied him up with a year to go on his contract and tied him up for a long time, and justifiably so.
I like what that new management team is doing over there.
Well, they've got more money to spend now. They got the brand new stadium.
Well, they had the richest owner in sports prior to that, though.
Yes, they did. And they spent it judiciously.
Boy, he just ate him up right there.
Look at the bat stuck in the infield. Looks like a lawn dart.
That's a Matabatacola big time.
He got that ball inside, and that ball was slowly hit with Mauer holding just the handle.
That's a poster child for Matabatacola.
Hustling down the line, and there it is. Good javelin toss.
Here's Morneau, a 2-run single in the 1st. He's 1 for 3. Well, for many, many years, not many years, but while they were there together in Boston doing their thing, the best 1-2 punch I've ever seen was Ortiz and Ramirez. Mauer and Morneau was not bad.
This gives them a good one. There's been some great ones over the years. Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, 3rd and 4th.
Mantle and Maris. I played against them. Mays and McCovey. I played against Mantle and Maris, and to me, the best I ever saw was Ortiz and Ramirez.
And both were healthy.
Yeah.
And because of right-hander, left-hander, and both hit both right-handers and left-handers, I mean, it really didn't matter. Those guys were just devastated.
Broken bat. Beckham is there. And a beautiful inning right there. A couple of bats broken by Buehrle. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-4. Mark Buehrle from his manager.
Well, Ozzy's ecstatic because he realizes Mark didn't have anything, and he gave him 8 innings. Allowed him to turn it over the bullpen late in the game, hopefully with a run at least here.
Shut him out for the last 5 and retired the last 8 he saw. As top of the order for the Sox, Juan Pierre takes going inside. He's 0 for 3.
And you know what was on Ozzy's mind, because Buehrle had given up 3 doubles and 6 hits in the first 3 innings and had given up all the 4 runs.
Well, that's one reason all of us Sox fans, you, myself, everybody love Mark Buehrle so much.
Boy,
he's something special.
He really is. He just battled today. He was jamming guys with fastballs at 84, 85 miles an hour.
That's foul in the count, 1 and 2. Yeah, you don't run across many guys like Mark Buehrle in any profession. You know, you get guys like Buehrle and Robin Ventura, and George Brett, and those guys. They just don't come anybody.
Well, these are the professionals in a game of professionals. I mean, because obviously everybody's paid to play, but these are the guys that just take it a little bit further, knowing that there's some days when you just don't have it, and yet you get a terrific performance.
Chopper 2 hopper down to Morneau. 1 out.
Hey kids, the official camps of the Chicago White Sox are back for the 17th summer. Learn baseball and softball the right way and have a blast doing it. With over 150 White Sox training centers, there's sure to be one close to you. Find a camp near you at bullsoxacademy.com or call 630-PLAY-BALL.
Beckham, 1 for 3, picked up his first homer to tie this game back in the 6th inning, and of course that was for Sully, Gwynn, and Grace.
Matt Guerrier listening in the bullpen.
Checks it up, and now he's got the Catbird seated 2-0.
That was a good check, because that was a straight change that looked like a fastball coming out of Blackburn's hand. And Gordon just didn't go out and attempt it.
Good rip underneath it. Two and 1 to count. Took his head off that one just a little quick.
Figure if you don't score, it's going to be puts. If you do, Big Bobby.
Full count. Well, Mark knew that bullpen still needed. It'd be a great thing for him to get one more day's rest.
And he gave it to him. Assuming we can end this thing in regulation.
Punto's got him. So 2 out, and that'll bring up Carlos Quentin, who is 1 for 2. A double in the first inning, and he scored a run. 4-8-0 for Minnesota, 4-6-0 for our Sox. Pitch strike. Outfield about equidistant, spread out just slightly to the left.
Carlos looked in at Brian O'Neill, thought that ball might have been a bit outside. It's another one outside.
And there's a base hit in the hole.
Well, that time Blackburn missed his spot because Joe Mauer put his little finger down and moved on the outside part of the plate like the pitch before. And you'll look at where he's set up, and Blackburn throws this ball on the inner portion. So good thought process by Mauer, bad execution by Blackburn, and that is a go-ahead run at first base.
And that'll bring up Konerko, who's 1 for 2. Banked out his 3rd homer in the 1st inning. First pitch to Paulie. Taken right there. It's the last thing in the world Paul was looking for. One right there. And there's a base hit in the hole.
And the question, if you're Ron Gardner, you certainly would like to see Blackburn, who's gone a long way in this with 96 pitches, let's see him get a win. But you got a tiring horse on the mound. Wally takes that one. That caught a third of the outside part of the plate. Usually not a good thing, and that's going to be it for Blackburn. The only decision he can get today is a loss. Gardy's going to go to the pen.
All right. Nick Blackburn once again pitched a good ball game against us. He'll depart, and we'll be back.
In France. Tickets for the Chicago White Sox 2010 season are now on sale. Visit WhiteSox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME as Jose Mejiras loosened up and ready to go on for the 4th time. He pitched in the game yesterday through a third of an inning. He walked one. Jesse Crain bailed him out of that one. Comes in with an even 9 ERA. The game on the bases. Runners at first and second. 2 outs.
Jones hitting for Kotsay. Mark picked up his first homer back in the 4th inning. But here we go. 2 on, 2 out to face the 25-year-old southpaw out of Caracas, Venezuela. Takes it right there. Breaking ball, lays off of it. A pretty good breaking ball right there.
Harris had just a great year last year. 2-2 ERA, 2.34 in 71 games. That was a biting breaking ball low and in. Andrew fortunately laid off it.
Check out his hits to innings pitched.
61 2/3, 50 hits. Not bad. 55 strikeouts. did, however, give up 7 home runs. You're not necessarily looking for one here, but a nice blooper would be welcome.
Put a little giddy up on that one. At 93.
It's kind of deceptive because he is a short armer.
Gives you that, almost that Sid Fernandez look out there.
Yep.
Former left-hander in the National League.
Sid was a big man, too.
And that's outside. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 8th inning in a 4-4 tie. And there's a base hit. They're going to wave him around. Here's the throw. Safe! Quinton scores. Jones into second. Cannot go into third. Sox lead it 5-4.
Andruw Jones comes through, and then Jeff Cox with 2 outs says, we got to gamble on this one. We got to send Carlos and force Delmon Young to throw him out. This ball was hit at Young. He had a pretty good shot at it coming in, and no hesitation on the part of Jeff Cox. This ball hits the leg of Carlos Quinton. It's a good thing it did. If it doesn't hit him in the back of the foot, there's a chance they've got him at the plate. But that ball gets away, and the Sox have the lead.
And we'll be back.
.154, but runners at second and third with a 1-run lead and some insurance out on the bags.
Don't stop now. Alex 0 for 3 today. Takes ball 1. No activity down that pen, and A.J. Pierzynski on deck. Alex twice has grounded to short and popped up to second. Off the end of the bat. Punto sucks it up on the move. Morneau goes out to get it, but the big pinch hit, base hit by Andruw Jones. We'll go to the 9th inning. Sox lead it 5-4. Big Jim Thome, the Twins' new DH, is moving forward on the Major League Baseball home run leaderboard. Thursday's homer in Anaheim was number 565, good for 12th all-time, only 4 behind Rafael Palmeiro. Jim Thome, today's Toyota, moving forward.
Bobby Jenks comes into this one. On for the third time. He's looking for save number 1. First time out, he wasn't very good. Second time out, he was very good. And he'll lead it off with the right-handers as Mark Burley wended his way through the tough left-handers in the 8th.
It'll be Kadire. Then they're going to pinch hit for Young. Kubel is going to be there. As first pitch fouled away. Kadire 2 for 3 today. A soft RBI single back in the 3rd. And a solid single in the 6th. Pops him up right side. Paulie. Paulie got there. Dig out.
Well, that's Jason Kubel, the man who is responsible for winning the ball game 2-1, 2-run homer.
That was his first of the season yesterday. Takes that pitch down low. Kubel last year, 28 homers and 103 knocked in. He is dangerous. And that fastball at 96 from Bobby.
That's as hard as we've seen him throw in a while. Key with Bobby is to be able to set him up with the heat and wipe him out with that big overhand curve.
And the count 1-2.
He's got one hook in him. This is a good time for him.
Outside 2-2.
The time he tried his sinking fastball, this one moving well away from Kubel.
Full count. Finish it off, Bobby. Finish it off. Bobby came out of those last 2. And the payoff. He goes!
Looked like a little cutter on the last pitch. After a couple change-ups at 84, he went to 92 with a little cut. And Kubel goes down on strikes, and we're 1 out away.
And here's Hardy. Sacrifice bunt. He's 0 for 2. Jim Thome has come out on deck. That 95-mile-an-hour fastball is really not conducive to taking one for the club.
No, this one almost got him between the 2 and the 7. Fortunately, he didn't hit it.
And there's a broken bat. Base hit in the center. Right off the end of the bat.
Bobby had to get a little too much of the plate because he was behind 2-0. And And Hardy able to keep the game alive.
And here comes Big Jim. Only 0 for 3 in the series. Got the shift on. Hardy, decent lead. That one at 96.
Another 96 here, but he'd like to keep it up a little higher than that.
A couple of big, strong men going to one another right here. Yes, it was high.
That's where he wanted it, but Jimmy laid off it.
Yeah, at 96.
Let's keep it around that 25 right there. Should be in pretty good shape.
That ball hit hard into left field. Pierre's back there. Takes it off the wall. Gets it back in. They're going to give it a shot. Griswold gets him. He gone. And this ball game is over.
You don't find too many more exciting than this as Tommy takes it. This ball looks like it has a chance to go, but it hits off the wall, and Juan Pierre does a nice job not getting trapped too close to the wall, gets the throw back in, and hits Mark Teahen perfectly. No chance at all for J.J. Hardy. He's got a big man blocking the plate. And a great way to end the ball game and end the series and salvage a game.
What a play. Boy, a nice relay play. That's one of the prettiest things in baseball, especially when it turns out to be a game winner.
Well, they took a gamble. Scott Alger took a gamble that with the arm of Juan Pierre, that throw wouldn't be a good one. It turned out it was a good one. It was right at the cutoff man, and then when Alger had already waved him, there was nothing he could do. You had to gamble that the throw home would be offline. It wasn't, and it's a thrilling way to end the ball game.
Well, again, to me, it's one of the prettiest things in baseball is a well-executed relay play to get a guy, but when you win a game. But right now, let's go down to our dugout and talk to the man whose pinch hit, base hit, won it for us. Andrew Jones. Andrew, nice going, buddy.